This was the Ant King's most twisted moment. Even though it wasn't time for his birth yet, he forcibly tore open the queen's abdomen and crawled out. Even as the queen let out heart-wrenching screams, he remained completely indifferent. Jack and the others mistook it for a human attack on the queen and rushed to assist, only to find the Ant King drenched in slime. Although he was still in his newborn form, with just one cold stare, he sent shivers down the spines of all his underlings. Such was the terrifying aura the Ant King was born with. The penguin tactician ignored the oppressive aura and focused solely on rescuing the dying queen. But after just half a step, he was instantly killed by the Ant King. That was the Ant King's first lesson to the colony. Loyalty or death. Even though the queen was hanging by a thread, not a single ant dared to step forward and help. To test if they had learned their lesson, the Ant King actually ordered Jack to wipe the slime off his tail. Even the queen had never tormented her subjects like this. As tensions escalated, the old turtle stepped in to mediate, and he too was instantly killed by the Ant King. Seeing this, Jack dared not slack off for even a moment, and could only obediently submit as the Ant King's servant. What shocked Jack was that the Ant King even devoured his own kind. His brutality surpassed all imagination. Fortunately, the 3 royal guards arrived just in time, and announced they had prepared superior food for the Ant King. Only then did the other ants narrowly escape disaster. Not until the Ant King and his guards vanished into the darkness did Jack and the others dare approach the weakened queen. But their capabilities were limited, and they couldn't save the queen from multiple organ failure. In desperation, Jack chased down the Catwoman, begging her to save the queen before leaving.
彼はね、僕にとって必要だからやったことなんだ。あれはもう、いらない。
Catwoman's response left Jack deeply conflicted. If you show no mercy, don't blame me for being ruthless. Ignoring the other ants' objections, Jack decided to seek help from humans. Little did he know that just as he flew out of the nest, he was spotted by the Ant King looming atop the hive. It turned out that the premium food Catwoman had prepared was hidden there. But after tasting it, the Ant King flew into a rage. These foods couldn't compare to what he had tasted inside the queen's womb. Catwoman immediately realized that the delicacy the Ant King craved had to be human flesh, because the queen had most enjoyed hunting humans while pregnant with him. The 3 royal guards promptly escorted the Ant King on a hunting trip. The starving Ant King paused midair over a farmland, fixing his gaze on a farming family at work. Unaware, the farmers mistook him for a visitor from the skies. A second later, they were torn to pieces by the Ant King. A girl who witnessed the horror stood frozen in fear. Yet the Ant King remained unsatisfied with the taste. Catwoman suggested, perhaps the flesh of a child better suits your palate. The Ant King extended his stinger toward a toddler under 3, but after tasting, he was still displeased. Catwoman once again advised, perhaps a human with nin abilities would be the ultimate flavor the king seeks. But the Ant King suddenly changed the subject, praising Catwoman for her resilience in taking a beat. After all, the penguin and the old turtle had both been swatted to death with one strike of his tail. Receiving the Ant King's approval, Catwoman was ecstatic. Clearly, the Ant King had mastered the art of ruling through both fear and favor. Not only was his combat power overwhelming, but his intellect was equally terrifying. While the Ant King was secretly reveling in his power, Jack had already turned himself into the Hunter Association, informing them of the Ant King's emergence. In exchange, the hunters agreed to attempt saving the queen. But upon diagnosis, they found the queen's multiple organ failure beyond saving. Even on her deathbed, the queen was concerned about her parasital offspring. Jack couldn't bring himself to reveal the Ant King's atrocities, and lied that the king was even more perfect than expected and was preparing his grand plan to rule the earth. Only then did the queen pass away peacefully. At that moment, a faint cry came from within the queen's abdomen. Following the sound, Jack gently peeled back the layers.